Okay, so now we're going to play for you a small movie on Islamic banking.
यार कल रात बड़ी अच्छी नींद आई। पूछो क्यों?
क्यों भाई?
सुबह उठते ही ये टेंशन नहीं लेना पड़ा कि कल के एग्जाम्स की तैयारी शुरू करें। 12th के एग्जाम ख़त्म होने का अपना ही मज़ा है।
सही बात है भाई। कल रात मेरे पापा मुझसे पूछ रहे थे कि बेटा what will you choose and what will you do for your further studies? I said I will go into the banking field and become a chartered accountant. Then he asked me, beta, do you know how much does a chartered accountant make in a month? I said around 1,300 dinars. And then my dad said, बेटा खाला का बेटा ना वो तो 1,500 दिनार कमाता है। फिर उन्होंने बोला कि तुम्हें उससे ज़्यादा कमाना पड़ेगा।
अच्छा। यार कल रात मुझे बड़ी अच्छी नींद आई। पूछो क्यों?
क्यों?
सुबह उठते ही यही टेंशन नहीं लेना पड़ा कि कल के एग्जाम्स की तैयारी शुरू करनी है। 12th के एग्जाम्स ख़त्म होने का अपना ही मज़ा है।
So true. कल मेरे पापा पूछ रहे थे बेटे तुम्हें क्या बनना है and what are you going to do with your further studies? तो फिर मैंने बोला I would choose the banking field and become a chartered accountant. He was impressed. And then he asked me what bank would I like to work in, the conventional bank or the Islamic bank?
Oh, and what do you tell him?
I didn't know what an Islamic bank was. So when I asked him, he told me that an Islamic bank is which works according to the Sharia law. And Sharia laws, I didn't know what they were, so I kept mum at that time. And later I googled what they were. So and I got to know that Sharia laws were the rules and principles of Islam. And the conventional banks, they take interests while in their transactions, which is completely haram. And it is also known as riba in Arabic.
Oh, great. Good to know. So which bank would you like to work in now?
I would love to work in the Islamic banks because it gives me a chance to serve Islam and also have a good career.
That's great.
I will give you a brief about what the video was about. It was about two children, two boys, like as you could see. They were talking about Islamic banking. No, they were actually talking about banking in general. So one of them asks, what are you going to choose, Islamic banking or conventional banking? I'm sure all of you know what Islamic banking and conventional banking is. We live in Bahrain, and Bahrain is a financial hub. So banking is like the major occupation over here. So I'm sure we're all familiar with what Islamic banking and what conventional banking is. So they were just talking that in conventional banking there is riba, which is clearly, as stated in the Holy Quran, is haram. Would you prefer working in a Islamic bank or a conventional bank? So the other one said that he would like to work in an Islamic bank. Subhanallah. So by guessing the video clip, I'm sure you must have all guessed that the topic that I would be speaking on is Islamic banking. But before I proceed, I want to put forth a question in front of all of you. Islamic banking versus conventional banking. What should be our choice? Inshallah, after tonight, we'll have a clearer mindset about this. So, like I said earlier, Bahrain is the financial hub of the Middle East. Banking is considered as one of the major occupations here. And there are many different banks which function differently. A bank can function in either of the two ways, Islamic और conventional. हम अक्सर कहते हैं कि इस्लामिक बैंक और कन्वेंशनल बैंक में कुछ ज़्यादा फ़र्क नहीं है. इस्लामिक बैंक कन्वेंशनल बैंकिंग में रिबा होता है यानी इंटरेस्ट, और इस्लामिक बैंकिंग में उसे कोई दूसरे नाम से बुलाया जाता है. हम अक्सर ये भी कहते हैं कि अगर हम इस्लामिक बैंक में काम करें या कन्वेंशनल बैंक में काम करें कुछ ज़्यादा फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दोनों एक हैं. ये बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है. दिस इज़ नॉट ट्रू. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, I have 2 chicken curries with me. One chicken is made the halal way. The other chicken is made the haram way. But you do not know this. I will put both of the chicken curries before you. क्या आप इसमें difference निकाल पाएंगे? आप नहीं निकाल पाएंगे. It's difficult unless you are a spiritually high-ranked person or you were present at the time the chicken was being slaughtered. Similarly, this is my point. In order to understand this, in order to understand which chicken is halal and which chicken is haram, we have to be present at the time the chicken was being slaughtered. So the same way in Islamic banking, unless and until we do not study its fundamentals and its principles according to the Sharia, which is the principles of Islam, we have no right to judge whether it is similar to conventional banking or not. We have a small video clip which will differentiate between Islamic banking and conventional banking. The clip will be played now.
Welcome to our Islamic Finance video tutorial series. Today's short video will explain the difference between profit and interest. When we make a profit in a business venture, we have more money. When someone accrues interest with money deposited in a bank, they also have more money. So what's the difference? Let's take an example. So you give 10 dinars to your nephew Ahmed to sell lemonade on a really hot Friday afternoon after Jummah prayers with the deal that you'll split the proceeds 50-50. So he goes out and buys his lemons and prepares his stand, makes amazing lemonade and sells so many to all the people leaving the mosque that he makes a whopping 30 dinars. Based on your deal, he keeps 15 and you get 15. Your profit is what you got, that is 15 dinars, minus what you put in, that is 10 dinars, making it 5 dinars as your profit. Now here's our friend Timothy who puts 10 dinars in a bank and that offers him an interest rate of 10% that increases his 10 dinars to 15 dinars in 5 years. Okay, so that's a long time, but the numbers are just for simplicity. The point being that this 5 dinar increase is not a function of anything but time. There was no real work done, no benefit given to anyone, a simple case of money miraculously giving birth to money. Islamic law, or the Sharia, considers this unnatural and unjust. Since justice and benefit for the people are the core elements of the Sharia, such an increase is not permitted. Some people might argue that the bank uses Timothy's 10 dinars for similar projects as the lemonade stand, and the profits from that are being channeled to Timothy. But what if the lemonade stand didn't make any money? In Ahmed's case, he wouldn't have to give anything back to his uncle. But in Timothy's case, the bank would have to give him his interest regardless of any loss. This is what is unnatural because it forces the system to create money out of nothing. Oh, did anyone smell inflation? But that's the topic of another tutorial. Profit, on the other hand, made with real transactions involving real assets that benefit real people and develop the real economy in a healthy way is not just permitted in the Sharia, but highly encouraged. So remember, things aren't always as they appear. Would you be able to tell the difference between these two preparations of grilled chicken? One was slaughtered according to the Sharia, and one was not.
Jazakallah khair. This video was presented by one of the IECRC coordinators, Sister Shagufta Ahmed, and I would like to appreciate all the efforts that she has done for us. So coming back, I hope the video was helpful. I hope you all have a clear idea about what I'm trying to convey here, that Islamic banking and conventional banking are different. Just like in the video we saw the example of the grilled chicken and the chicken example which I gave you, it clearly shows that if we look at from the surface, they both seem the same. दोनों में कुछ फ़र्क नहीं दिखाई देगा. अगर हम लोग ऐसे देखेंगे तो कुछ फ़र्क नहीं दिखाएंगे. बस इस्लामिक बैंकिंग में भी हमारा कन्वेंशनल बैंकिंग में भी हमारा पैसा जा रहा है, इस्लामिक बैंकिंग में भी हमारा पैसा जा रहा है, तो कोई इसमें डिफरेंस नहीं है. पर हम ये नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि अगर हम देखें तो इस्लामिक बैंकिंग promotes entrepreneurship, it promotes business ventures, which in turn has profit, और जो profit है that is halal in Islam. So the entire foundation of Islamic banking is based on the Sharia, that is the principles of Islam. और अगर कोई भी चीज़ की बुनियाद शरिया पे बनी है तो इसमें शक की गुंजाइश ही नहीं रहनी चाहिए. In the ancient times, पुराने ज़माने में lending और borrowing का तरीका बहुत अलग था. लोग अक्सर ऑर्गेनिक आइटम्स दूसरों से बोरो करते थे, लाइक शीप, गोट, सीड्स, और जो प्रोड्यूस होता था, सपोज कि अगर उस शीप के द शीप गेव बर्थ टू यंग वंस, द गोट गेव बर्थ टू यंग वंस, द सीड became a plant and bore fruits, this produce they used to give it to their borrowers and settle their loan account. Now the problem arose when people used to borrow metals like tools like axes and plows, and the condition did not suit because metal cannot produce metal से थोड़ी ना metal बन सकता है. तो लोग क्या करते थे? They used to set up business ventures and they used to use those equipments to generate income in their business, and that profit they used to give it to the lenders and settle their account. So up tak the lending and borrowing process was quite natural and it was good. Now, when it became a problem was at the time of Pharaoh, the pharaohs, and I'm not referring to just one Pharaoh, I'm referring to the kings of the ancient Orient, yani the kings of Egypt, the kings of Syria, which were given the title pharaohs. So what these pharaohs basically did was, they charged interest on metals. उन लोगों ने मेटल पर रिबा लगाना शुरू कर दिया. फ़र्ज़ के तौर पर अगर कोई बंदा उनसे 1 एक्स लेता था तो they used to ask him to give him 3 एक्स back, यानी 1 एक्स लेना और उसके बदले में 3 देना. तो इससे लोगों को मुश्किलात शुरू हो गई, बिकॉज जैसे कि मैंने कहा मेटल कैन नॉट प्रोड्यूस मेटल से मेटल नहीं निकल सकता. तो इसलिए रिबा, इस वजह से रिबा से बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो गए. And hence the pharaohs became the largest lenders and chargers of interest. And now in the present day and age, many stereotypes have emerged by which we youths have become victims to. Not just the youth, but everyone have become victims to. For example, income from interest and income from profit. People say it's the same thing. यानी इनकम जो कमाई आती है इंटरेस्ट से, रिबा से, और जो कमाई आती है प्रॉफिट से, वो दोनों सेम है. ये बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है. दिस इज़ नॉट ट्रू, बिकॉज इनकम फ्रॉम इंटरेस्ट इज़ लाइक मनी ग्रोइंग आउट ऑफ मनी, विच इज़ हराम. Whereas interest from profit is like money coming in when we are dealing with an actual asset. We see the difference? इसमें फ़र्क दिख रहा है ना? तो जो इनकम आता है हमें इंटरेस्ट से वो हराम है, और जो इनकम आता है प्रॉफिट से वो हलाल है. कुरान शरीफ में सूरह बकरा में आया नंबर 275 में अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला कुरान शरीफ में लिखा हुआ है, और अल्लाह ताला ने हलाल किया तिजारत को और हराम किया सूद को. सूद यानी रिबा. तो ये कुरान शरीफ में सूरह बकरा की आया नंबर 275 है. तो उसमें अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला क्या फरमाते हैं कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने हलाल किया तिजारत को और हराम किया सूद को. तो अगर तिजारत को हलाल किया है तो प्रॉफिट भी तो हलाल ही हुआ, बिकॉज तिजारत से प्रॉफिट होता है. तो प्रॉफिट इज़ हलाल, यानी इनकम फ्रॉम प्रॉफिट इज़ हलाल. और अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने ये भी कहा है कि सूद हराम है, इंटरेस्ट हराम है, रिबा हराम है, पीरियड. और इसका एक रीज़न भी तो होगा कि ये हराम है, बिकॉज इंटरेस्ट यानी रिबा हैज़ क्रिएटेड सो मेनी वर्ल्डली प्रॉब्लम्स, सम ऑफ विच आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट. One is global recession and the other is poverty. In global recession, if we look in finance, we've studied about subprime loans. Subprime loans means loans they are the loans given to people who have difficulty in maintaining a repayment schedule. So these loans are characterized by high interest rates, low quality collateral, and less favorable terms to compensate for the high credit risk. So, and also these loans are packaged with BMS. It's characterized, it is packaged by these, and hence they result in the financial crisis. They have resulted in the financial crisis of 2007-2008. So what do we see over here? Global recession, cause riba, interest. When we come to poverty, we see that President Obasanjo of Nigeria at the G8 summit in Okinawa in 2000 stated, All that we have borrowed up to 1985 or 1986 was around $5 billion. And we have paid about $16 billion. Yet, we are still being told that we owe about $28 billion. The $28 billion came about because of the injustice in the foreign creditors' interest rates. If you ask me what is the worst thing in the world, I will say it is compound interest. This statement was made by President Obasanjo of Nigeria at the G8 summit in Okinawa in 2000. तो हम यहाँ पे क्या दे रहे हैं नाइजीरिया का एग्जाम्पल लेकर कि उस कंट्री ने लिया तो था $5 बिलियन और दे भी दिया था 16 बिलियन, लेकिन फिर भी उन्हें $28 बिलियन देना पड़ा. क्यों? Because वो $28 billion was the result of the interest, the riba charged on that $5 billion. The entire country was in debt, and this was one of the major factors which led to the poverty of the country. So these statements and many different statements by different economists proves that riba has really created so many problems in today's financial world. It is one of the fundamental problems of the financial meltdown. Do you know that riba is worse than alcohol? For us Muslims, alcohol is the worst thing in our religion. अगर कोई अल्कोहल का नाम ही ले ले, हम सब लोग इस्तगफार पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं. एक नाम भी कोई ले ले तो हम लोग 100 दफ़ा इस्तगफार पढ़ लेंगे. हम इतना शराब के नाम से हम लोग इतना, हमें बहुत अजीब लगता है, हमें एक अजीब सी फीलिंग आती है जब भी कोई शराब का नाम लेता है. But riba is worse than alcohol. Why? Because alcohol में, if अगर देखा जाए scientifically, if you see, alcohol has some good qualities. It has some good properties in it. That is why it is used for medicines. Riba has no good qualities. It's not used. It is completely haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ने इसे हराम इसलिए किया है because वो जानते हैं हम अपने बंदों के लिए क्या सही है और क्या गलत है. हम बेशक ये नहीं देखते, लेकिन वो जानते हैं कि हमारे लिए क्या सही है और क्या गलत है. So Islamic banking is, so by the way, riba is not the only difference between Islamic banking and conventional banking. Islamic banking is more about business ventures, and business ventures, yani business enterprises, have a holistic approach. In business, some of you who study business, we study that a business enterprise has certain responsibilities, not only to its own activities, but also to its surroundings. Yani a business enterprise should make sure that they are not destroying the environment, or they are not causing any harm to any of the natural resources. We shall have a detailed information about this later on. So I would like to conclude by saying that Islamic banking and conventional banking are two very, very, very different things. Islamic banking promotes tijarat, promotes business enterprises, which in turn has profit, which is halal. It is very much halal. It has been stated in the Surah Baqarah's 275 ayat, like I mentioned earlier. And here we have conventional banking, which promotes riba, which has interest, and is haram. It's 100% haram, 100% not allowed in the Holy Quran. It has been clearly stated in the ayah number 275 of Surah Baqarah. So, Jazakumullah khair for patiently listening to me. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us who are in the banking field to the right path of this profession. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to partake in only those transactions which are Islamic and halal.